"Ethan, can we talk?" Lena asked, and the moment she said it, my stomach dropped. I had heard that tone before, the cold one she used when she was already halfway out the door. I sat on the couch and nodded, trying to smile even though my chest felt tight. "Yeah, sure. What's going on?" She didn't sit beside me. She stood near the table, arms crossed, eyes refusing to meet mine. "You already know something is wrong," she said. "You've known for weeks." "I know you've been distant," I said. "But I thought it was stress. Or something I could help with if you just told me." "It's not about stress," she said. Her voice shook a little but not enough to sound sad. "It's about us." My heartbeat started hammering. "Us? Lena, if I did something." "You didn't do anything," she said quickly. "You're just not enough anymore." Her words hit harder than a punch. I leaned forward, elbows on my knees. "Not enough? What does that even mean?" "Lena, I love you. I've given you everything I have." "That's the problem," she said. "You don't have much to give." I stared at her. "Is that really how you see me?" She let out a long breath. "Ethan, look at your life. You're a mechanic. You work long hours. You barely make enough to pay rent. You have dreams but no way to reach them. I'm tired of living small." "So that's it? I'm too small for you now?" She walked closer and whispered, "I want a better life. A bigger life." I felt a cold wave run through me. "And you think someone else can give you that?" She looked down, silent. "That told me everything." "Who is it?" I asked. My voice cracked. "Just say it. Ethan, don't make this harder. Say his name." She sighed. "Ryan." I froze. "Ryan? Captain Ryan Hale? The pilot you said was just friendly?" She didn't deny it. "He's stable, successful, confident. He knows what he wants. And I don't." I asked. "You want the sky," she said softly. "But you can't even reach the door." I put my hand over my face. "How long, Lena?" She hesitated. "A few months." I laughed. It sounded broken. "So while I was planning to build a future with you, you were planning to leave?" "Ethan, please." "No," I said. "You owe me the truth. All of it." She swallowed. "I'm moving in with him." That single line tore something inside me. "You're leaving me for a man you barely know?" "I know enough," she said. "He can give me a life you can't." My voice dropped. "Was I ever enough for you?" "You were," she said. "But people grow. And sometimes they grow apart." I looked around the apartment, our apartment, and everything suddenly felt unfamiliar. "So this is goodbye?" "It's for the best," she whispered. "You'll understand one day." "No," I said. "I don't think I will." She grabbed her bag from the chair. I watched her pack the last of her things, each item a memory digging deeper into my chest. "I didn't want to hurt you," she said. "You already did." She paused at the door. "I hope you find someone who fits your world." I shook my head. "I hope you find what you're chasing." She stepped out and the door clicked shut. The sound echoed like a punch. I sat there, staring at the floor, unable to move. My hands shook. My breath came out uneven. It felt like my whole world had collapsed in one night. I whispered to the empty room, "You were my world, Lena. And I wasn't enough." Silence answered me. I stayed there, trying to understand how everything changed so fast. I kept replaying her words, wondering if I could have fought harder, worked harder, loved her better. But no matter how much I searched for a reason, the truth stayed the same. She chose someone else. She chose a life without me. And all I could do was sit in the and feel the weight of everything I lost pressing down on me. I dragged myself into the workshop the next morning, and Jace looked at me like I'd been hit by a truck. "Damn, Ethan, you okay?" he asked. "No," I said. "But I'm here." "That doesn't answer anything," he said, putting down his wrench. "What happened?" "Lena left," I whispered. He froze. "Left as in?" "Gone. Took her stuff. Moved in with that pilot." Jace muttered something under his breath and shook his head. "Man, I'm sorry. You don't deserve that." "I don't know what I deserve," I said. "I just know I feel like I'm falling apart." While we worked, people kept glancing at me. I hated it. I wanted silence, but silence only made my thoughts louder. At lunch, I just sat on a crate and stared at the floor. My hands were trembling. "Ethan?" a soft voice said. I looked up. It was Nora holding a lunchbox. "You didn't bring food," she said. "So, I brought some." "I'm not hungry," I said. "You haven't eaten since yesterday," she said gently. "Jace told me." I sighed. "I just want the day to end." She sat beside me. "Want to talk about it?" "No," I said. Talking makes it real. It is real, she whispered. But you don't have to go through it alone. I swallowed hard. She told me I wasn't enough, Nora? What the hell do I do with that? Don't believe it, she said. She made a choice. A selfish one. It's not your fault. It feels like my fault. It's not. I didn't answer. My throat felt tight, like a knot I couldn't pull loose. She pushed the lunchbox into my hands. At least eat something. Please. I gave in and took a few bites. It hurt more than it helped, but at least it reminded me I was still alive. After work, I went home and collapsed on the couch. I kept checking my phone even though I knew she wouldn't call. I opened social media and regret hit me instantly. Photos of Lena and Ryan filled the screen. Lena smiling. Ryan in his pilot uniform. His arm around her. Her eyes bright in ways they hadn't been with me for months. I stared at the pictures until my vision blurred. Was I really that small? I whispered. Was life with me really that worthless? My chest started to hurt. I pressed my palms into my eyes, but the pain didn't stop. I felt like I was sinking deeper and deeper into something dark. I didn't know how to climb out. My phone buzzed. A message from Jace. Bro, you need anything? I can come over. No, I replied. I just need air. Another message, Nora this time. If you need to talk, I'm here. I didn't answer. I walked to the bathroom and stared at my reflection. I looked empty. Tired. Wait, is this who I am? I asked myself. A man who loses everything because he wasn't enough? The question hurt. But it also lit something small inside me, like a spark trying to survive in the dark. I whispered, no, I can be more. The thought scared me, but it also felt right. I sat at my desk and opened my laptop. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. Aviation engineering classes, I mumbled. Night courses, scholarships, anything. I searched for hours, reading requirements, deadlines, fees. My head hurt, but I kept going. When I finally found a program that accepted late applicants, I felt my heart pick up speed. I can do this, I whispered. I just have to try. I filled out the form. Name. Work history. Future goals. My hands shook, but not from heartbreak. This time it was something else. Hope. Or something close to it. When I clicked submit, I leaned back and breathed out. For the first time since she left, I felt like I wasn't drowning. I'm not doing this for you, Lena, I said into the quiet room. I'm doing it for me. And one day, I'll build a life no one can break again. The silence didn't hurt as much after that. I barely slept for weeks. Every morning started with work, and every night ended with notes, formulas, and engines drawn on scrap paper. One evening, while I rubbed my eyes in the workshop, Jace walked over. You look like you got hit by a plane, he said. I feel like it, I muttered. I can't keep up with the textbook costs. He pulled out his wallet. Then take this. No, I said. You've helped enough. Ethan, shut up, he said. Buy your books. Pay me back when you're flying your own jet or whatever. I huffed out a tired laugh. I'm not trying to fly. I'm just trying to survive. You're trying to rise, he said. There's a difference. Later that night, I sat in class fighting to stay awake when a voice snapped. Mr. Cole, are you with us or asleep? I straightened up fast. Awake, sir. Sorry. Professor Alden Ross stared at me through his glasses. Explain the effect of temperature change on engine pressure ratios. My mind blanked. Lower temperature increases density, which... Good, he cut in. Not perfect, but you didn't crash. Try again next time. After class, I gathered my notes and he walked over. You work full-time? He asked. Yes, sir. Day shift. And study at night? Yes, sir. He nodded slowly. Then I expect twice the effort from you. Don't waste my time. I swallowed. I won't. Good. Because you have potential, even if you don't see it yet. His words stayed with me the whole bus ride home. The next week was hell. I struggled with formulas, fell asleep on my notes, and spilled coffee on an entire assignment. I wanted to quit so many times. One night, I slammed my book shut and groaned, I can't do this. You can, Nora said, appearing beside my desk with 2 cups of coffee. Take a break. Then try again. I'm losing my mind. You're building a new one, she said. That takes time. I stared at her. Why are you helping me so much? Because you're trying, she said. And because you're worth the effort. Her words hit me in a way I didn't expect. Thanks, I whispered. Every small victory kept me going. Solving a hard problem, finishing an assignment early, understanding a diagram after days of confusion. One night, when I finally mastered a complex engine cycle, I shouted, "Yes! Finally!" Jace laughed from across the workshop the next day. "Dude, you sound alive again." "I feel alive," I said. "Tired but alive." During a practical lab, Professor Ross stood over me as I assembled a small engine model. "Your technique is improving," he said. "I've been practicing," I replied. "You should. I'm pushing you harder because you can handle it." I looked up. "Why me? There are better students." He raised a brow. "Are there? You work 12 hours a day, study 6 more, and still show up. That is worth more than talent." I didn't know what to say. No one had ever spoken about me like that. 2 months later, exam week hit. I barely slept. I reviewed notes everywhere, in the bus, at lunch, in the workshop bathroom. Nora kept bringing coffee. Jace kept cracking jokes to keep me sane. Professor Ross kept giving me hard questions just because. After the final exam, I felt like collapsing. Jace asked, "How'd it go?" "No idea," I said. My brain left the building halfway through. Nora nudged me. "You did well." "I know you did." 3 days later, Professor Ross called my name in class. "Ethan Cole." My heart pounded. "Yes, sir?" "You topped the exams." My eyes widened. What?" He placed an envelope in my hand. "Congratulations. You've earned a special scholarship for outstanding performance." I stared at it, speechless. Jace and Nora practically attacked me after class. "Bro, you did it," Jace yelled. "I'm proud of you," Nora said softly. I held the envelope close. For the first time in months, I felt the ground steady beneath me. I whispered to myself, maybe I really can reach the sky. I pushed open the glass door of Skylift Aviation with my heart thumping like I was stepping into a different universe. "So this is it," I whispered, trying to steady myself before Maya Torres appeared with a clipboard tucked under her arm. "You're the new tech?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. "That's me," I said. I'm ready to work." "Good. Because I don't do hand-holding," she said. "Follow instructions, keep up, and don't waste my time." Her sharp tone should have scared me, but instead it lit something inside me. "I can handle that." "We'll see," she said, already walking away. "Come on. I want to see what you know." We spent the morning checking engine diagnostics. Every time I tried to double-check something, she shot back, "Don't hesitate. Think then act." Still, she corrected me when I slipped, even if she did it with the softness of a steel beam. During lunch, she finally asked, "Why aviation?" I took a breath. Because every time I see a plane take off, it feels like a promise, like something better is possible. She stared at me for a moment. "Ambition is good. But ambition without discipline is useless. Remember that." "I plan to," I said, even though my stomach twisted from exhaustion. I had been working nights at the gas station trying to keep up with bills. But I wasn't going to mention that. Not yet. The next week, she approached me while I was cleaning tools. "You don't quit, do you?" "Should I?" I asked, grinning a little. "Most people break in 3 days. You're still here." "Because I want this," I said. "More than anything." She nodded slowly. "Good. Then I'll push you harder." And she did. "Run the diagnostic again. Tighten that properly. Explain what you just did." Her voice followed me through every shift, demanding more, pushing me past limits I didn't even know I had. One evening, after a particularly brutal day, she said, "You're improving." That almost sounds like a compliment. "Don't get used to it," she smirked. As weeks passed, I started hearing things from the others. "Kid works hard. He stays longer than anyone. Torres actually likes him." Maya pretended not to hear them, but once she leaned close and whispered, "Don't let praise distract you." "I won't," I promised. Then came the morning everything changed. Maya approached me with that unreadable look of hers. "You're coming with me," she said. "For what?" "We're assisting with the test on the new LX-9 luxury jet." My pulse jumped. "Me? Are you sure?" "If you choke, I'll pretend I've never met you," she said. "Grab your gear." Inside the hangar, the LX-9 looked like a creature made of silver and ambition. When the engineers invited us in, I felt something lift in my chest. Maya nudged me. "Don't stare too long. Work." But when I slid into the cockpit, time stopped. My fingers hovered over the controls, trembling slightly. "You good?" Maya asked from behind me. "Yeah. I touched the smooth surface beneath my palm. One day, I will fly this myself." She didn't laugh. She didn't mock me. She just said, "Then start proving it." As we finished the test run, something clicked inside me. This wasn't just a job anymore. It was my beginning, my first wings, my first rise. And as we left the hangar, Maya said quietly, "Don't waste this chance." "I won't," I told her, feeling the truth settle into my bones. "I'm just getting started." And deep inside, I felt a fire growing, urging me to chase the sky. I still remember the morning Maya looked at me and said, "You've changed. You're sharper. Faster." I had to be, I told her, wiping sweat from my forehead. "You don't let anyone slow down." "Don't blame me for your evolution," she said. "You did that." Years passed like that, work, pressure, learning, rising. One engine after another. One jet after another. And one day, while I was running a systems check, a deep voice behind me said, "You're the one they keep talking about?" I turned to see a tall man in a gray suit, sunglasses in hand. I guess that depends on what they're saying." He smiled. Adrian Stone. My stomach tightened. Everyone in the aviation world knew the name. Billionaire. Visionary. Owner of several jets people like me only dreamed of touching. "You've built quite a reputation," he said. "Mind if I watch?" "Not at all," I said, trying not to sound nervous. For 10 minutes he observed everything. My notes, my methods, the way I listened to the hum of the turbine. Then he said, "How long have you been in this field?" "A few years," I said. "Still learning. Still pushing." "That's obvious," he said. "Most engineers fake confidence. You rely on skill." I laughed softly. I didn't start with much, so I had to earn it. He folded his arms. "How would you like to work on my personal aviation team?" My jaw nearly hit the floor. "Your what?" "My jets," he said. "My hangars. My operations. High responsibility. High expectations." He paused. "And a salary that should make you smile." "What kind of salary?" I asked, almost whispering. He told me. I nearly choked. "Sir, that's a reward for potential," he interrupted. "Consider it." I didn't even hesitate. "I accept." Adrian chuckled. "Good. Report on Monday." When he left, Maya walked over, arms crossed. "So, what did Stone want?" "He offered me a job," I said. She blinked. "A job? You're joking." "I wish I were. But it's real." She stared at me for a long moment, then said quietly, "You deserve it. But don't forget what got you here." "I won't," I promised. Working with Adrian Stone changed everything. The jets were bigger, more complex. The systems were cutting edge. And Adrian, unlike most billionaires, treated me with surprising respect. One evening he said, "You learn fast." "I try," I said. "No. You adapt," he replied. "That's rarer." "Why choose me?" I finally asked. He smiled. "Because you remind me of myself. Hungry, focused, determined to rewrite the life you started with." I didn't say anything, but those words burned into me. My bank account finally stopped looking tragic. I paid off debts, saved, invested. For the first time, my life wasn't about surviving, it was about building something. But karma always flies on time. One afternoon, while I was reviewing maintenance reports, an old coworker messaged me. "Bro, heard what happened to Ryan?" My chest tightened at the name. "What happened?" "He messed up a routine landing procedure," the message read. "Not a crash, but close. He's under investigation. Career might be over." I stared at the screen. "Seriously?" "Yeah. People say he's been spiraling. Not focused. Not stable." I didn't reply for a long time. Later that night, another message buzzed. This time from a girl who used to be friends with Lena. "You won't believe this," she wrote. "Lena's perfect life? Gone. Her husband left her. Money problems everywhere." I exhaled slowly and whispered, "So this is how the wheel turns." Adrian walked in then. "Everything all right?" I nodded. "Yeah. Just thinking about how life changes." He tapped my shoulder. "Good or bad, it all comes back around. What matters is where you're headed." I looked at the jet behind us, gleaming like a promise. "I'm headed up," I said, and for the first time I truly believed it. I was finishing a systems check outside Adrian's private hangar when I heard a familiar voice say, "Ethan?" My whole body froze. I turned slowly. Lena stood a few feet away, clutching a cheap handbag, hair tied in a messy knot. Her eyes widened. "It's really you." I kept my tone flat. "What are you doing here?" I work in the office building across the airstrip," she said. "I handle paperwork. I saw you walking in. I thought it couldn't be." I nodded once. "It's me." She swallowed hard. You look different. I get that a lot. Her gaze traveled over my uniform, the ID badge, the jet behind me. You work here? With private planes? Yes. She bit her lip. Ethan, you look richer. Stronger. She tried to laugh, but it cracked halfway. Guess life treated you better than I expected. Life treated me exactly as I earned, I said. She winced. I deserve that. I didn't respond. She took a slow step closer. Can we talk? Just for a minute? We're already talking, I said. That's not what I meant. Her voice softened. I haven't seen you in years. And whose choice was that? She closed her eyes for a second. I know what I did. I'm not here to defend it. I crossed my arms. Then why are you here? Because everything fell apart, she whispered. Ryan, he lost his job. The investigation destroyed his reputation. He changed. He became angry. Cold. Blamed me for everything. I stared at her without emotion. He left you. She nodded. Yeah. Packed his things and walked out. Didn't even say goodbye. You'll survive, I said. Her eyes shook. Ethan, I'm not asking for pity. Good, I replied. Because you won't get it. She flinched again. I deserve that too. Silence stretched between us until she finally breathed out. You became the man I thought you could never be. I met her eyes. Yes, I did. She blinked fast. You're cold? I learned from the best, I said. Ethan, please don't do that. I'm busy, I replied. I have work. I miss talking to you, she whispered. That's not my problem. I miss who you were, she added, voice trembling. That version of me no longer exists. She looked down at her shoes. I'm not trying to come back into your life. I raised an eyebrow. No. She shook her head slowly. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I didn't move. Okay. That's all? She asked, hurt creeping into her voice. That's all. Her throat tightened. You really won't say anything else? What do you want me to say? I asked calmly. That your apology fixes the years I spent rebuilding myself? That I'm glad you're struggling? Or that I want you back? No, she whispered. I just wanted you to look at me the way you used to. I shook my head. That's impossible. She looked like she was fighting tears. I guess I should go. I nodded. Yes. She turned, took a few steps, then stopped. Ethan, you deserve better than me. I know, I said. She walked away slowly and I didn't watch her leave. Later that night my phone buzzed. Lena, can we talk sometime? Just as friends? I stared at the message for a full minute before turning the screen off. The next morning another message came. Lena, I'm sorry. I really am. I just want to fix things. I ignored it. By evening she tried again. Lena, please don't shut me out. I typed one word, busy, then deleted it. I didn't owe her anything, not a reply, not a conversation, not a memory. Jace noticed me staring at my phone and asked, everything okay? Just a ghost trying to come back, I said. He nodded. You gonna let it? No, I said. I worked too hard to return to something that buried me alive. When I walked back toward the hangar, I felt no anger, no heartbreak, just clarity. Lena could chase the echoes of our past all she wanted. But I wasn't turning around. I was checking engine logs when Adrian walked toward me with that annoyingly calm smile. Ethan, got a minute? I wiped my hands. If this is about last night's diagnostics, I swear everything was perfect. It's not that, he said. Follow me. I frowned but walked beside him toward Hangar 12. The doors slid open, revealing a sleek silver jet with black streaks across the wings. My breath caught. What is this? My little project, Adrian said. Custom designed. State of the art. And I want you to co-own it with me. I almost laughed. Co-own? Adrian, that's... I'm serious, he said. You earned this. You built your life from scratch. Let this be the next step. I shook my head slowly. This is too much. No, he replied. It's exactly right. I stared at the jet like it wasn't real. I don't even know what to say. Say you're ready. I swallowed hard. I'm ready. He clapped my shoulder. Good. Because you're flying it today. My heart jumped. Flying? Adrian, I'm licensed, but... You trained for months, he said. You passed every test. You're more than ready. So suit up. I turned toward the cockpit window, my reflection staring back. Older, stronger, unrecognizable from the boy Lena left behind. I can't believe this. You better start believing, Adrian said. Everyone's waiting. Inside the hangar, Jace waved. Dude, you flying that monster? Looks like it, I said, my voice shaking. He grinned. Don't crash. I just got used to seeing you alive. Nora stepped forward, holding a thermos. Coffee. For your first real flight. I smiled softly. You always show up at the right time. Someone has to keep you from fainting, she teased. Maya crossed her arms beside them. Remember everything I taught you. If you mess up, I'll yell at you from the ground. I smirked. Some things never change. No, she said, but you did. I walked toward the stairs leading into the jet. My hands trembled as I touched the railing. This feels unreal. Adrian called out, make it real. Get in there. I stepped inside the cockpit. The leather seat hugged me as I sat down. My fingers brushed the controls. I dreamed about this. The headset crackled. Adrian's voice came through. Control tower cleared you. Ready? I took a shaky breath. Ready. Say it like you mean it, he said. I gripped the throttle. I'm ready. The engines roared to life, vibrating through my bones. My heartbeat matched the rhythm. Fast, loud, unstoppable. Jace's voice came through the radio. Take us to the sky, man. Nora added gently, you've earned this. Maya's tone was sharp but warm. Don't overthink. Just fly. I whispered, okay. I pushed the throttle forward. The jet accelerated, wheels shaking against the runway. The world blurred outside the window. My chest tightened. Then lift. The ground fell away and we broke into the open sky. Clouds stretched like an endless sea beneath us. I let out a breath I didn't know I'd been holding. This is my life now. The radio clicked again. Adrian. How does it feel? I smiled, eyes stinging. Like I finally became who I was meant to be. He laughed softly. Welcome to the sky, Ethan. I steadied the controls, the jet obeying every touch. The boy who once begged someone to stay was gone. Up here I wasn't broken. Up here I was free. The morning of my first official client flight felt unreal. I was checking the fuel readouts when I heard footsteps behind me, fast, shaky, familiar. I froze. Ethan, please, turn around. My chest tightened. I knew that voice. I turned slowly and there she was, Lena. Her eyes were red, her hair messy, her hands trembling. I had to see you, she whispered. I kept my voice steady. Why are you here, Lena? She stepped closer. Because I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I looked at the runway behind her. You shouldn't be here. She shook her head. I regret everything. Ethan, I made a huge mistake. I sighed quietly. What do you want from me? You, she said, her voice cracking. I want you back. I felt the words hit me like a soft punch, not painful like before, just distant. Why now? She wiped her cheeks. Ryan left me. He lost his job. Everything fell apart. I thought he was the better choice, but he wasn't you. I stared at her, silent. She stepped closer. You were the good one. The loyal one. The one who actually loved me. I spoke calmly. Lena, that version of me doesn't exist anymore. She whimpered. Ethan, please. Don't say that. You said I wasn't enough, I reminded her. You walked out without looking back. I was stupid, she cried. You have every right to hate me. I shook my head. I don't hate you. I just moved on. She reached out, touching my arm lightly. Can't you give me one more chance? No, I said gently. I can't. Tears streamed down her face. Look at you. You're different. Stronger. You look like someone important. I shrugged slightly. I became the man you thought I'd never be. She sobbed harder. I know. I see it. And I hate myself for choosing wrong. A voice called from behind me, Ethan. Clients are arriving in 15. I raised a hand to signal I heard, then looked back at Lena. I have to work. She grabbed my wrist suddenly. Please don't walk away. I can fix things. We can fix things. I slowly pulled my hand free. Lena, I spent years trying to be enough for you. And when you left, I broke. Really broke. But I rebuilt myself without you. She whispered, I miss you. I don't miss who I was back then, I said. I was small, lost, desperate for your approval. You weren't desperate, she argued weakly. You were in love. Maybe, I said. But it blinded me. She stepped in front of me again. Don't go. Please. I'm begging you, Ethan. Her voice echoed across the empty part of the runway. I looked at her, really looked, and felt something unexpected. Peace. You chose a pilot, I said softly. Now watch me fly higher than both of you ever could. She stared at me like the world had just ended. Ethan, please? I walked past her. Each step felt lighter than the last. Behind me she fell to her knees crying. Don't leave me again. I didn't turn back. Goodbye, Lena. I headed toward my jet where Adrian and the others waited, unaware of the storm I'd just walked through. As I climbed the stairs, I whispered to myself, this is closure. The engines hummed, calling me forward. And I left her behind on the runway, crying, regretting, learning the taste of her own choices. I leaned against the railing of my jet, staring at the horizon. The sun reflected off the tarmac like it was trying to remind me of every hard day I'd endured. Nora appeared beside me holding 2 coffees. You've been quiet, she said softly. Just thinking, I replied. About how far I've come. She handed me a cup. You earned this moment. Don't let the memories ruin it. I took a sip, feeling the warmth seep through me. Funny. I used to wake up and feel like the world had ended because Lena left. Now I wake up and feel like the world is mine. Nora sat on the railing beside me. You carry a lot of scars, she said. But they don't define you. No, they don't, I said. They made me. Every rejection, every failure, it built this. You rebuilt yourself without her, she said, voice low. And look at you now. I smiled faintly. Funny thing about karma. It worked quietly. I didn't have to lift a finger. Ryan lost his job, Lena's life is falling apart. And yet, I don't feel satisfaction. Not really. Just closure. Nora touched my arm gently. Closure is enough. You don't need revenge to prove yourself. I looked at her, really looked. You know, you've been here all along. Quietly supporting me. Even when I didn't notice. I noticed, she said. Even when you pushed everyone away, I stayed because I believed you could rise. You were right, I admitted. I thought I needed to prove myself to the world. But the truth is, I needed people like you and Jace. People who never left. I'm glad you see it now, she said, smiling softly. You've changed, Ethan. You're stronger. Wiser. Kinder. Stronger, yes, I said. But kindness took time to relearn. I was angry for a long time. Angry at the world, at her, at myself. I had to fight every day not to become bitter. You didn't, she said. You fought for yourself. I nodded. I remember nights when I didn't think I could go on. Working endless hours, studying every night. I thought I was broken beyond repair. But somehow I found a spark inside. A fire. You nurtured it, Nora said. You worked hard, never gave up. I had help, I admitted. Jace lent me money when I couldn't buy textbooks. Maya pushed me past limits I didn't think I had. Adrian gave me a chance when no one else would. And you reminded me that someone cared even when I didn't see it. She looked at me with soft eyes. And now, I said, taking a deep breath, I feel peace. I'm not the boy she abandoned anymore. I'm a man with purpose, power, and a life I built with my own hands. The past doesn't haunt me. It guides me. You've come a long way, she said quietly. Yes, I whispered. Higher than my past. Higher than the pain. Higher than anyone thought I could rise. She touched my shoulder gently. And you're not alone. I smiled, a real smile that reached my eyes. No, I'm not. And for the first time, I'm grateful, truly grateful. Grateful to everyone who stayed, who believed, who never gave up on me. Nora nudged me lightly. Now, what about the next flight? I laughed softly. The sky awaits. And this time, I'm ready for everything it gives me. As I looked out across the runway, I felt it. The calm, the power, the quiet joy of someone who had survived, rebuilt, and finally learned to soar. The boy Lena left behind was gone forever. The man I had become, he was unstoppable. I settled into the pilot's seat, my hands brushing the smooth controls of my jet. Nora slid into the co-pilot seat beside me, giving me a soft smile. Ready for another flight? She asked. Always, I said, gripping the throttle. The hum of the engines vibrated through me. It felt like the world was waking up beneath my fingertips. You look different, she said quietly. Calm. Confident. I feel different, I admitted. After everything, I finally understand what it means to rise for yourself, not for anyone else. She nodded. It shows. I leaned back slightly, staring at the golden clouds spilling over the horizon. You know, Nora, years ago I thought my life was over when Lena left. I thought I'd never matter. I blamed myself for everything. You weren't to blame, she said softly. I know that now, I replied. It took heartbreak, pain, failure, even watching her life crumble to realize it wasn't about them. It was about me. About building something no one could take away. She glanced at me. And you did. I smiled faintly. I did. I earned it. And today, this sky, these clouds, they belong to me. The runway disappeared behind us as I lifted off. The jet shuddered, then soared. My chest tightened with the thrill, but not fear, freedom. This is what I wanted, I whispered. Not revenge, not validation, just life lived on my terms. Nora laughed softly. You sound poetic. I feel poetic, I admitted, letting the wind through the open canopy in my mind. All those nights of doubt, all the pain, they were lessons. Every scar taught me something about strength, about self-worth. Even the heartbreak? She asked. Especially the heartbreak, I said. It broke me, yes, but only so I could rebuild stronger. Sometimes God breaks you just to rebuild you into someone unstoppable. She reached out, brushing a hand over mine. And you've become that person. I nodded. I don't carry the past anymore. Lena's regrets, Ryan's failures, they stay on the ground. They don't belong here. Not in my sky. Not in my life. I'm proud of you, Nora said. Thanks, I replied. You stayed. You believed when I didn't. And Jace, Maya, Adrian, everyone who helped me survive, this is for them too. The jet climbed higher, slicing through golden clouds. Sunlight spilled over the dashboard, blindingly bright but comforting. You know, I said, I spent so long thinking my life depended on someone else, but the truth is, it depended on me all along. Nora smiled, her eyes reflecting the horizon. And now, I said, leaning into the controls, I'm free. Free to choose, free to rise, free to fly. Not because someone left me, not because someone failed, but because I refused to stay broken. She laughed lightly. Look at you. A philosopher in a cockpit. Maybe, I said, smiling. Or maybe just a man who finally learned that the only person who can define your worth is you. We flew in silence for a moment, letting the jet glide through the sky, golden clouds stretching endlessly. I felt my chest open, my spirit light. This is my life now, I whispered, more to myself than anyone. No regrets, no chains, no looking back. Just forward. Always forward. Nora leaned back, relaxed beside me. And the future? The future waits in the sky, I said, eyes on the horizon. Higher than pain, higher than the past, higher than anyone could ever bring me down. I closed my eyes for a second, breathing in the freedom. My past stayed behind on the runway. My future soared ahead. And finally, I belonged to my own sky.